YouTube demand already George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Anyway, this weekend we're having a show. As you know, I wasn't sure. I thought there was any more shows. So we had one more like Savannah, and I think there's supposed to be some others. But these last two shows are qualifiers for the Olympia. And this show is going to happen in Spain. As you know, last year they had a show called the Europa Championship, which was done in Spain. It was also a combination of Pro Am show. And this is an opportunity for, competitors to, earn a chance to compete at the Olympia. This is like a qualification for women's bodybuilding. And it's on August 15th. So that is Sunday. So, it's in Spain. Spain's a different time zone from America. I think it might be... I think if I figure like this, I think by the afternoon the show is starting, it's already probably by over, something like that. I think it's like 5, 6, or 7 hours between America and Spain. But anyway, this is the list of ladies that are competing. And I was trying to get the revised list. I couldn't get the revised list because the list has changed, truthfully. And this is a list of, it was 11 ladies, but from information I got and some resources, it is chopped down to 10. And let's, tell you, so starting off here, we have one Miss Alina Havante. Miss Havante competed at the same show last year where she took second place. And, she competed at the Portugal Pro not that long ago. I think she took, fifth of that show. I think it was about 7 or 8 women in that show, and she took fifth. And she's pretty impressive. She's from Czech Republic, there's always been a great tradition of Eastern European bodybuilders. And, it's pretty, Here we have let me get a name up right, because, some of these ladies, I don't know their names that well. And I hate to be like any stereotypical American, chop up the name and be wrong. So right here we have one Miss Corina Igman from UK, Great United Kingdom. And, she competed as a physique competitor. She's making her bodybuilding debut. And I think, there's a good number of women from Britain. I think, like Lisa Cross, Tamara Macaire, Paula Birkinshaw. Paula Birkinshaw was amazing. I remember that controversy back in the 90s at the Miss International. Yeah. Then we have here one Miss Vanessa Laura, from Spain. And Miss Laura, she competed at the Portugal show a month back, and she looks pretty all right. I think she might have, if she makes improvements from that show, where she may put on a little size, she might do pretty good. Here we have one Miss Tux Macaulay, if I got a name. She's from England also. And, you don't, like I said, people don't think there's a lot of black people overseas. And England is like one of the few countries where there's a good number of black people there. And I think, I'm a fan of women of melanin. I think she's also was one point a physique competitor. You can see just about the size, but now she's making a debut as a bodybuilder. And I hope best of luck for the sister. Now, this is one lady who I'm a fan of that I follow. I've reached out to her. Even to her, I saw that she made the list. I say congratulations. This is one Miss Savera Matti. And Miss Maddie is from Italy. And she can compete last year. Last time she competed was back in 2019. That was the Rising Phoenix. She's a great competitor, a lovely lady. I did a video where I called Moms with Muscles. She has a daughter. She's married. This is the first show she competed since 2019. The pandemic hit Italy hard. And a lot of female bodybuilders had to miss out a season. Some competed who had the chance to, but others just felt they better sit out. Now, this lady here, I'm going to go by her last name is Van Roy from Belgium. And Mrs. Van Roy looked like she was probably a physique competitor, but now she's making a debut as a bodybuilder. As I said, I don't know a lot about these ladies, but, I'm hoping, we can see more of in the future. One thing also, once the restrictions lift for traveling, a lot of these ladies would love to come over here and compete because there's more shows over here. Now, one here, we have a lady from Brazil, and this is Miss Santos. I'm just going by her last name because the first names I don't want to mess up, be disrespectful. And, there's a great, Brazil has a great athletic background. quite a few female bodybuilders, physique competitors, MMA fighters. I mean, come out of Brazil, and just beautiful women, just, especially being that of a country of a mixed culture. And just, she looks pretty good. She competed also at the Portugal, but she competed as a physique competitor. Now she's making the switch to bodybuilding. Now, we have one here going by her first name. She's also from Spain. This is Miss Felicia. I don't want to, chop up her name because her last name is kind of long. It's a bit long and kind of woo. So, for me, I know about her. Back in 2019, she earned a pro card at the Amateurs Olympia show. That's the same show where Victoria the Russian and Mona Gorsaia earned their pro cards. And she's an impressive lady. I mean, but a little bit older, And I feel this is a lady, this is kind of example where I feel she might be better off doing the Masters, But hope she does pretty good at the show. One here, just a lovely, dark-skinned, lady. I mean, like I said, this is probably the most European, shows we have women of color. And this is one Miss Garcia Speck. Now, her first name, I don't want to mess it up, so I'm going to go say Garcia Speck. And Miss, Speck is impressive. She's from Spain. You wouldn't think, a lot of people don't think there's black people in Spain. But, there's black people in Italy, especially those, people that from Africa. You know the story of Othello. Othello was an African, or what they call, what they call him? He was a Moor. And there's a lot of people of African descent that live around Europe, especially from slavery. But she looks impressive. I think she was originally a physique competitor, and she's making her pro debut as a female bodybuilder. I hope good luck for the sister. I would love to see, she just looks amazing. Maybe I'll reach out to her if I can. If she, and one big thing is if she, Spanish, if she speaks English, sometimes I'm not good at Spanish, but remember, the other thing, I might see if I can reach out to a couple people and maybe it can be translators. Now, here we have Margita Zamalova. And we know Miss Zamalova. She has competed in a couple of shows this year. She was at the Puerto Rico Pro, where she got second in women's bodybuilding. And then she competed at the Portugal Pro, where she got second in that division. Here, where I'm going to have a problem with. Margita already has 17 points in the show. She's at for qualification, 17 points, meaning she's at the very lead. That means she's guaranteed a spot in the Olympia. So why not sit this contest out? Why not, skip it and let somebody else take an opportunity maybe to get the points or maybe even to win. There's a good push that she might win because she won it last year, the Europa show. Her and both her fellow countrywoman, Elena Havani. I'm saying like this: you already got the points. If you win, you go to the Olympia. Okay, that changed the points. You don't have to use your points, and that means that whoever was behind you gets first place, and that person gets second, and the other person who was like a little below that gets third. But here's something else too. If you don't take first, that means you're going to sit up with more points and you're taking away maybe opportunity and probably points from another competitor. Like I said, I think Miss Zamalova has an impressive body, great physique, but she already has her points. You're a solid go in for the show. I know sometimes it's about money and competition, but here's the thing is, you don't get as much money for these shows as you should. And I think she makes more money off the side than competing. So I would say skip the show, sit out, train. You could do this. We all know the Olympia is in October. And that's almost 2 months away. And you can do this. As you know, she's coming from another country. She's coming from the Czech Republic. She has to do a quarantine. I think you might do a quarantine in Germany, quarantine in Turkey. You can also do a quarantine in Mexico. Do this. That week, I think she might be doing the Rising Phoenix too. So I'm not sure. I gotta wait till the list comes out. I know it's a invitation to the Rising Phoenix, but I'll wait till the list comes out and see. And if you do this, if you got qualification for the Olympia, do this. See. Now, if you're doing the Rising Phoenix, go ahead and start your quarantine this week. Which 2 weeks in, if you have the funds and the resources where you can stay here in the States, do your prep and everything here, that's a good thing to do. I think if that's the thing about it, it's expensive. And think about it, it's people coming from other countries. It's expensive to if I think if some of these ladies could afford to, they would do the quarantine and do the shows, but they couldn't. They'd rather go back to days where they get on a plane, hit, and come back. But, with things going right now in this new world we have, it's just impossible. Just impossible. But, but again, to Margita, you already got your qualification. You're in the lead, 17 points. My man Jerry dropped. You're in the lead. So there is no point, and to just take a spot over somebody else. Maybe, I knew it'd be like, if she drops out, it'd be 9 ladies. Because one thing I found out while I was, there was video, before I did the video, I found out that another bodybuilder by the name of Anastasia Komalola, who competed at the Romanian Muscle Fest, she's dropping out of this show. And for the information is, she's going to focus on the Romanian. And she's a huge young Russian competitor, next to, second to Natalia Kostanova, or Natalia Amazonica, somebody might go by her. But like I said, I know she's doing it for surprise money. But if she wins, she gets an automatic bye to the Olympia, and then that means that it changes the qualification points for the Olympia for the ladies. Now here, like I said, I'm starting to slowly become a fan of women's physique, and this is a long list. I think it's like, at least from the looks of it, 20 some women. And just about. And I'm not going to focus on too many ladies, because I'm focused on ones I recognize. I've seen them in competitions. I've seen them on, here and there. I mean, they've been mentioned. And the first lady I'm going to focus on is one Miss Laura. I think it's Laura 5 cent. I'm going to go Miss Laura, because she's from Spain. And she competed at the Portugal Pro as a physique competitor. And she was thinking about switching to female bodybuilding. But the judges told her not to do it and stick to physique. But then she took 4th in the Portugal show. But you know what? If she did the bodybuilding show, maybe she would have done better. I don't know. I'm just hypothesizing. But like I said, she has little shoulders. And she has the taper features. I think if she can bring in her legs, she could be a good possible bodybuilder. I mean, Miss Flora, she's, it's just impressive. Now, next up, the lady who I follow, and, last year, she and her fellow countrywoman, Miss Barbara Majan, won the women's physique division at the Europa show, and that is one Miss Ann Moon. And Ann is pretty impressive. And I've said like this, Ann didn't do too good at the Olympia. And I tell you this, I think Ann's another who might need to switch to female bodybuilding. She was pretty impressive. She, I think, like I said, it's about conditioning, but also got to bring in size. I think Ann should really consider sitting out next year, work on her size and the conditioning. They would take her as a bodybuilder. I mean, being from France, and the Ring of Strength really wants to extend their empire into overseas, into Europe, into Asia, many other countries. And if you can get somebody like her who's from France, that would be great. I mean, she probably maybe sit out 2022, come back in 2023, but apply for her Winter Strength Ambassadorship and says, I'm switching to bodybuilding. Because I think she might be, if she's, like I said, the legs got to come in and maybe just right about the shoulders, her delts like that. Maybe bring her just a little size with conditioning. Size and conditioning. Conditioning for the judges, size for the fans. So there's a good chance she might switch. Now, one here lady I follow, Miss Peng Gai. She's from Thailand, and I'm sorry if I chop her name out. That's why I said I gotta be careful. Some of these ladies from overseas, the names are just sometimes tough for, especially American tongues. Especially I'm from the South. Just some of these words we don't know that well. Smith, Jones, Roberts, whatever we can say. But she's impressive, by the way, from Thailand. Thailand. I know the story is Thailand is home of the girly boys, but she's not a girly boy. She's an attractive woman. She's been competing for quite some time. She won some shows, especially I think back in 2019. She was women's physique at the Arizona Pro. 2019, 2018. And also she competed quite a few times at the Olympia. She has made top 5 sometimes, but sometimes not so well. But she's competed at the physique division in the Olympia. And she has an impressive physique. She did a video one time I saw where she's Thai boxing. I think Muay Thai with some dude, and she's wearing like a blue little short stuff and on a white top. You got to think about it, guys. As Schmoes, you got to see a woman all fit and strong and very revealing clothing and boxing gloves. I don't know. It's just me. Something about female bodybuilders and boxing gloves kind of get me. I think it goes back to Dana Cadeau and some couple of female bodybuilders. It's just something about it. I don't know. The muscle, the gloves. I prefer red. Excuse me as I just did my little schmo moment. But she looks pretty impressive. It's just, like I said, all the ladies I don't really know. Some names that look familiar, but I don't want to get too much into it because, like I said, I don't know them that well. The names look familiar, but I don't follow them as much as some of the others. But these 3 ladies, it's up to how the landscape going to look. I mean, Anne, who won the show last year, and Miss Laura, who didn't too good at the Portugal, she might do better this show. But if she don't do that good, there's a good chance that Mr. Laura might switch to female bodybuilder. So anyway, the show, I think it's going to start, really the main part of it, of the amateurs, I think it's supposed to start tomorrow. Different time zone with Spain. I think they might do a streaming, It's a good chance a lot of these shows do streaming, because, people who can't afford to come over there, who can't afford to buy the tickets, they can watch it at home and get, have some fun, and I know you schmoes too, it's better than getting busted, in the back of the auditorium with your pants down, getting dragged out by security. Hey, somebody told me that. It's a true story. Somebody told me that. And it was on a chat room. But, no one lies in the chat room. Anyway, the main event for bodybuilding is at the 15th. So, more likely, once they get the show together and get all the finals together, I'll put together, my video, the afterwards video, the after party video, you might well say. And then we're going to talk about it on Muscle Talk Mondays. And this is going to be the last show, truthfully the last show for female bodybuilding till the Savannah Pro. And that's in about 2 weeks from now. So, hold on your hats, guys, for who watch our podcast with me and Jared. We're going to be kind of dry. We've been really busy with these shows. But, when there's no shows really going on, we just got to find new subjects. I'm hoping I might have an interview coming up. I just got to check with the person, see whenever she's ready. But anyway, as I said again, the Europa Championship Pro, as it's called, is starting tomorrow. I think tomorrow, Friday the 13th. And if you check it out, let me know what's, if any of you who follow me, let me know how the show's doing. You can check me out. You got my, you got me on, you can follow me on, I'm on several social media platforms such as YouTube and Facebook, IG, just drop me a link and let me know how the show's going. But like I said, I'm gonna put the link in the description for this, and also see if they have a link for maybe a streaming. I'll put that in the description also. So support these ladies overseas. I mean, there's a lot of these ladies are chomping at the bit. They've been, like I said, more of the women who I follow that's from overseas really want to compete here in the States. And I'm surprised I see more women like Jay Fuchs, Lisa Cross, a couple of others who probably would have done this show, but I think they're probably waiting for maybe another show like the Muscle Fest or something like that. Anyway, this is me, I'm always George Page, aka the Emperor of Human Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.